Welcome back to the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is the best exercise that I found for arms is the zigzag bar. At least that's what I call it, the zigzag bar. You know, the bar, the little short bar with the little squiggly, that's the zigzag bar. Anyway, during high school, a friend of mine and I, that's what we primarily used, was that zigzag bar. And he accomplished a set of 20-inch arms. I mean, phenomenal 20-inch arms. The best that I could come up with was 18. And our rep range was 10 to 12. Still 10 sets per body part, like I always say. But we never use real heavy weights to develop our arms to that point. You know, as big as his arms were, 100 pounds was pretty much all he used, was 100 pounds. 100 pounds bicep curls, 100 pounds tricep overhead extensions. And that was pretty much it. Sometimes 10 sets for overhead tricep extensions, sometimes 10 sets of barbell curls, wide and close. But with him, he normally liked to use the bar. And I'm trying to remember, did he use the close grip, or did he use like that the outer grip part of it? He used the outer grip. Because you know, he was activating basically both heads of the bicep. And yeah, he was doing the outer grip, and that's what he pretty much used. And I pretty much pogo back and forth between close and the outer grip, the wide grip. But he was about 5'7", 250 pounds, no gut. The guy had 33-inch legs at that height and weight, and his calves was like 22 inches. You know, the guy was incredibly stacked. But the thing about it is that, it's like I said, he normally stayed with that same weight, and he really never really increased the weight at all. You know, I would, once I could do 10 reps, I would, you know, add weight to mine, you know, and try to get heavier. And I was lifting a little bit heavier than he was, but he still had the better size as far as his arms were concerned. And he had those full rounded triceps. I mean, his arms was amazing, you know, but he never would get off of that 100-pound bicep curl and that 100-pound overhead tricep extension. He stayed with weights that he felt comfortable with. He didn't even do squats. He wouldn't do squats. He would put 2 plates on the hack squat machine, and that's all he would put on there. He never would lift more than that. You know, on the bench press, we never would go over 225. We would stay at 10 reps with 225. You know, back then when I was working out with him. And like I said, I would stray off and, you know, add weight and stuff like that. But he pretty much would stay with the exact same thing all the time. And he developed he had some good gains from it, you know, as big as the guy was. He had some real good gains, but he never would increase his weight. He never would go past 220. I tell you what I did to him. He never would count the weights. He would just say, you know, put 2 plates on each side. That's all he would, you know, really pay attention to, really, to be honest with you. And one day, I put on 315 on the bar. I put 3 plates on each side, 3 45-pound plates on each side. You know, this guy did 315 for 15 reps. And when he put it down, I'm talking about not straining. I'm talking about like it was nothing. And I never seen him actually increase the weight. Never seen him increase the weight at all. But he was just that strong. 315 for 15 reps. And then he said, you know, take two of them off the other sides. You know, that was kind of heavy. 315 for 15 reps, and he said that was kind of heavy. So the guy, like I said, bone natural. You know, this guy and I was like brothers. We stayed together 24/7. We was always together, you know, all the time. And you know, I'm talking about, you know, this is high school type of things. We running around 17, 18 years old at that time. And it's like I said, you know, the gains was good and the power was plentiful. You know, we was able to move a lot of weight. And at least I was moving the weight. But he never would, like I said, he never would increase, which was very odd to me, but that was his thing. He stayed with weights that he liked, that he felt good with, even though he could lift actually heavier weights. He just never would do it. He just stayed with the weights that felt comfortable with him. And it's like I said, to build those humongous legs up that he had, you know, hex squats, and leg presses. That was the only thing he did, and he ended up with 33-inch legs and 22-inch calves. And, you know, we ran like pretty much every day. We ran at least a couple of miles every day. Every day. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. The best exercise that I found for arms is the zigzag bar with the bicep curl and the overhead tricep extension. If you want to try it, like I said, my boy, you know, 100 pounds, he developed 20-inch arms off of that, you know. And the thing about it is, back then, we was probably overtraining like crazy because we was working out like that pretty much every day, because we didn't know any better. But, you know, go figure. If you haven't subscribed to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.